The ocean is a pretty dangerous place. Be it the massive waves, strong currents, or freezing waters, oceans really do have the potential to dispose of you in an instant. Today we're venturing into the murky waters. Here are the top 15 most dangerous types of fish ever found. Number 15, needlefish. Measuring in at just 1 meter long and weighing just 4 kilograms, needlefish are a lot more dangerous than they look. That's because these fish not only have a long, sharp and bony beak, but also have a tendency to leap out of the water at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, this has made them a true terror in their Indian and Pacific Ocean habitats. They're attracted to lights from boats and will often leap out and impale unsuspecting sailors. As a result, they are widely considered to be even more dangerous than sharks to fishermen who work in needlefish-infested areas. Number 14, stingray. As the name suggests, stingrays stand out due to them having a stinger near the base of their tail. While they are usually docile, they don't hesitate to use said stinger when they're threatened. Typically speaking, this only occurs with humans if one has accidentally stepped on them, as they tend to burrow under the sand as camouflage in order to ambush prey. Unfortunately, these stings are usually extremely painful, and often cause secondary symptoms such as local tissue death, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and muscle cramps. Yet while smaller stingrays likely will not kill you, larger species can pose a very real threat. Most notably, famed ecologist Steve Irwin learned this the hard way in 2006, when he unfortunately passed away after coming into contact with a 2-meter-long bull stingray. As a result, we'd recommend swimming in the other direction if you see one on your next tropical vacation. Number 13. Giant moray eel. Although there are over 200 different species of moray eel, the giant moray eel is certainly the most troublesome. Found throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans, they can reach up to 3 meters in length and weigh as much as 30 kilograms. While they're not all that aggressive due to them spending most of their time in burrows, they can do some serious damage when divers attempt to feed them, as they will sometimes lunge forward and bite off the fingers of said divers. As a result, we'd recommend staying far, far away from them on your next scuba diving adventure. Number 12. Barracuda. Found in the oceans worldwide, the barracuda is an apex predator that has the potential to dish some serious damage. Reaching lengths of up to 2 meters and weights of up to 50 kilograms, the barracuda is absolutely massive and, yeah, it also sports a set of sharp teeth in order to chomp down on its prey. But generally speaking, barracudas are harmless to us humans as they typically only attack other fish. However, in murky waters, they have been known to bite the arms and legs of humans after mistaking them for the underbelly of a fish. They've also been known to chomp down on shiny objects such as belt buckles, necklaces, and earrings. As a result, these beastly barracudas really can be quite bothersome. Number 11. Anglerfish. When it comes to deep-sea creatures, few are as frightening as the anglerfish. Although only about the size of a coffee cup, they have a pretty frightening appearance, with the 200 different species of them each featuring a prominent lure that hangs off their front end. It uses this lure to attract prey. Once said prey is close enough, it will clamp down onto it with its impressive set of teeth. However, while anglerfish are certainly extremely dangerous to fish, they live too far below the sea for them to ever come into contact with humans. Regardless, we think you'd agree that this is probably for the best. Number 10. Box jellyfish. While getting a sting from most species of jellyfish would be painful, the box jellyfish definitely takes it up a notch. That's because these feisty fish, which are found throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans, administer one of the most toxic stings in the world. Now, as far as jellyfish go, box jellyfish are pretty massive, coming in at about 10 feet long. Their tentacles have about 5,000 stinging cells each, and each are equipped with a toxin that attacks the heart, nervous system, and skin cells. Unfortunately, said toxin is so painful that human victims have been known to either go into shock and drown or die of heart failure mere moments after coming into contact with one. Yet, even if you do survive, you can expect to experience considerable pain for weeks. There's often significant scarring where the tentacles make contact with your skin. As a result, we'd suggest swimming in the other direction if you see one of these in the water during your next beach vacation. Number 9. Killer whales. A mainstay at parks such as SeaWorld and Marineland, killer whales are certainly one of the most impressive fish on the planet. Typically coming in at a length of about 6 to 8 meters and a weight in excess of 6 tons, they truly are massive. And it turns out that they are not in fact whales, but instead the largest member of the dolphin family. Regardless, they are strong hunters, typically attacking in packs and going after seals, cod, and at times even minke whales. Unfortunately, they have a tendency to attack humans. However, in the wild, these assaults are very rare. Instead, it's when killer whales are put into captivity that they become deadly, as they will sometimes lash out against their trainers out of frustration, stress, or loneliness, often leading to serious injuries and at times even death. As a result, these attacks certainly have given killer whale shows a bad rap in recent years. Number 8. The reef stonefish. While it may just look like a rock or a lump of coral, the reef stonefish is honestly one of the most toxic fish in the world. Found in coral reefs throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans, it's a master of disguise, hiding on the sea floor to camouflage with its surroundings. It is while it's on the sea floor that it hunts, quickly swimming and catching unsuspecting prey at rapid speeds. Speeds that are so rapid, in fact, that a reef stonefish attack often lasts as little as 0.015 seconds. However, while these fish are usually not a danger to humans, they very well can be if threatened. That's because they have 13 dorsal fins on their spine that contain a highly toxic venom, with this venom leading to severe pain, heart failure, and even death if left untreated. Luckily, since 1959, there has been an anti-venom that can treat stonefish stings, and it's also said that putting a wounded area in hot water can help soothe the pain. Yet given that they only sting if stepped on or otherwise touched in any way, it's pretty easy to steer clear of them while snorkeling or scuba diving so long as you keep your hands off the reef. Number 7. Goliath tigerfish. While most of the fish on this list only attack humans if provoked, the Goliath tigerfish stands apart for having actively attacked humans on a number of occasions. Found throughout the Congo River Basin, the Goliath tigerfish is rather large, growing to lengths of about 1.5 meters and weights of up to about 50 kilograms. It hunts by ambushing small fish, speeding up to them, and clamping down on them with a large set of teeth, with each tooth typically growing as much as 1 inch long. As a result, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the local name for the species is the mumbenga, which means the dangerous fish in Swahili. Yet what makes the Goliath tigerfish really dangerous is the fact that it will often attack prey much larger than itself. As such, it has routinely assaulted both crocodiles and humans, and stories abound throughout the Congo River Basin of attacks from this nasty creature. As a result, we'd recommend staying far away from this body of water, unless you'd like to become its next victim. Number 6. Red-bellied piranhas. Throughout the Amazon River, there are packs of predatory fish known as red-bellied piranhas. These crazy carnivores, which grow to lengths of about 50 centimeters and weigh in at about 5 kilograms, are notable because they are not only meat-eaters but also have extremely sharp sets of teeth. Typically they use said teeth to chase down small prey such as worms, crustaceans, and fish, and in fact will often scavenge for plants and insects in order to meet their dietary needs. However, when food is scarce, piranhas will at times gang together to take down large prey in what is known as a feeding frenzy, usually eating up said large individual within minutes. The victim will typically be an animal such as a capybara or an egret. However, in some cases the victim will unfortunately be a human, and although such occurrences are extremely rare, they have unfortunately led to some very horrific deaths. Number 5. Swordfish. As the name suggests, swordfish are definitely one of the sharper fish out there. That's because their sword-shaped bills are extremely honed and durable, and are typically used to hunt down smaller fish. However, rather than impale their prey with their swords, they typically use them as scythes, slashing through small schools of fish in order to knock them out and gobble them up. While their fast speeds and ferocious hunting style are no real danger to humans, swordfish can be quite the hazard when they're harpooned. That's because when impaled, they will typically jump or dive in such a way that could damage a boat or injure a human. Unfortunately, a Hawaiian man by the name of Randy Lames found this out the hard way in 2015, when he became the first recorded person to be killed by one of these creatures. You see, he had shot one with his harpoon when, by instinct, the swordfish jumped up and in the process punctured Lames in the chest, leading to him later passing away in the hospital. This just goes to show how dangerous swordfish truly are. It turns out that swordfish are much more dangerous when they're out of the water than when they're inside of it. This is because their meat contains very high levels of mercury, and this is of special concern to pregnant women. It turns out that long-term swordfish consumption can cause mercury poisoning.